It's time to break the cycle of waste and mess. Time to stop accepting that the way things have been done are the way they should be done. Control-Alt-Delete everything you thought you knew about how to period. We're flipping the script, we're throwing out the book, we're challenging the period status quo. The Diva Cup is eco-friendly, reusable, and offers up to 12 hours leak-free protection. So what are you waiting for? Join the inner revolution with the Diva Cup. The Diva Cup is used for menstrual flow only. Always read and follow the user guide.
Hey everyone, this is your jabroni name entered here, Andrew, aka Big Brother Boy, at the Brothers Commonplace. Thanks for checking out our podcast. Just a quick disclaimer before we start. We are a comedy podcast that covers many serious events. We aren't here to purposely offend or disrespect any of the people in our topics, but at the same time, we will make our best to try and take each other laugh and crack jokes. I fucking hate you guys. I fucking
What do you hate us?
I can't fucking do this.
Just keep going. Just say the last couple.
All right. Thanks again for listening. Be good. Fucking stay safe and laugh at the dark stuff. For God's sakes, thank you.
Oj Simpson in a knit cap from 2 blocks away is still Oj Simpson. It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace. We are a comedy podcast that covers monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And before I even think about telling you what this week's topic is, I want to introduce you to 2 of the best boys I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? This is Tim, or Edgar Allan Slow, as they call me during the Mario Kart tournaments.
Oh, man.
I've been waiting a whole week to say that.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy, Hickory Ham Tooth. Shit's looking good today.
And you already know who it is, the kid, the Cleveland Strangler. And let me go ahead and just let you know what this week's topic is now. Well, let me give you a little hint. Let's just say if I could rearrange the alphabet, I repeat, I would not put O and J together,
Yes.
but it's already been done. That's right. We're talking about Oj Simpson today.
Nice.
For those of you that don't know Oj Simpson, he is the man that is best known for his role as Nordberg in the Naked Gun movies.
Wait, did he do anything else?
Oh, he also played football, I think. Oh, and the double murder.
Oh,
so
yeah, that last part, nobody cares about that.
So I'll just go ahead and let everyone know. This is going to be more of like a general outline of the Oj Simpson murder case, because there is so much going on in the whole thing. We could easily do a couple more podcasts about it. So maybe one day we'll do a more in-depth one, but this is just going to be like a general outline. So before we jump into it, you guys got anything you want to add or talk about?
I have something I want to add at the end, but because I want to be because actually I was one of the jurors on his. I was also his lawyer. So I'll just tell you guys about it at the end.
Okay, cool, man. Thanks, dude.
Wait, how are you one of his lawyers? How are you still here then?
So this week, whenever I was doing housework or anything like that, I'd always put either the OJ trial or a documentary on OJ in the background and have that going. And I was doing the dishes, and I kept hearing them mention OJ Simpson, shitty white Bronco. And I started thinking to myself, that's literally impossible. Shitty white Bronco, OJ. I don't recall him ever being teammates with Brock Osweiler.
Oh, man.
Nice. Nice.
And speaking of OJ, a week ago, he is no longer in jail.
Yes.
So I think we may be the first people to ever use this term, but the juice is indeed on the loose.
Oh.
So
Yeah, we made that up. Trademarked.
Trademark.
Just so you people know who are completely fucking clueless, OJ's a black man.
Oh.
So there's a lot of racial tension with his case.
June 13th, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson, the ex-wife of O.J. Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman were found murdered, stabbed to death outside of Nicole's condo. What happened next was one of the most watched trials of all time, which has been dubbed the trial of the century.
Dude, I got the new trial of the century. It's how many fucking emails I got for fucking Netflix to keep that bad boy going. You know how many trials I've been on, man? It's longer than the Undertaker's streak I'm on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Going back to what Kev just said, I know what Nicole Brown Simpson looked like. I never really I never looked at pictures of Ron Goldman, so I always think of Mort Goldman from Family Guy every time.
Hey, OJ, I can't even do a Jew voice. It's funny.
So on top of the trial of the century, what followed that was also a ridiculous, in quote, car chase, and OJ ultimately being found not guilty. But was he actually guilty? Grab your fucking shovels, boys. It's time to dig in.
Oh, yes. That's what I say
Also
when I eat
to
ramen
note-
noodles. Oh, sorry.
Let's say also to note that car chase, I don't think he ever topped over 25 miles an hour.
Trust me, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the chase.
Yeah.
So first, just a little background on Oj Simpson. He was a college and professional Hall of Fame running back. He was drafted first overall in the draft in 1969 and played for the Buffalo Bills from 1969 to 1977. I think he played 1 year after that, didn't he? 1 or 2 years?
I don't know.
Dude, I did not know that it was in 69. I really thought that it was like in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
crap.
he's like 70 now.
Yeah.
I think he went to USC in college, and he actually might have won a Heisman too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did win the Heisman. I remember seeing something about that.
And as a teenager, he was supposedly in a street gang, and he was just kind of a shitty person back then,
Yeah.
and I guess nothing really changed.
Let's say, yeah.
Yeah, he never really grew out of
Yeah.
being a piece of shit.
Yeah, you gotta say it that way.
And after his football career, he began acting, and he was in films such as Roots, The Klansman, and the Naked Gun movies. And OJ starred in a new show called Frogman. It was described as an A-Team-like series, and it finished up in 1994, and they're planning on releasing a 2-hour-long pilot, but that came out like a few months before the murders took place. And so in the pilot, there's a scene where OJ's character even holds a knife up to a woman's neck.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So NBC decided best not to air or release this show,
Yeah.
which they lost like millions and millions of dollars not airing this. So actually props to them for actually having a little bit of decency for not doing that.
I mean, we could probably say the show wasn't going to be very good.
Frogman. I mean, just the
Yeah.
name Frogman,
Yeah.
it just sounds like it's a shitty show.
Like, I don't know why. I have no idea why this makes no sense. But when you say it, I just think of like Hogan and like Suburban Commando and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah, there's no way it was good.
And I believe in the show he's like a leader of like someone who used to be a Navy SEAL or something.
Wow.
And during like the training for his role in this, he received a lot of military training. And there was a rumor that he actually asked one of the military trainers what like the best way to kill somebody would be. So who knows if that's true, but it's still kind of weird.
I hear. Fuck, never mind. I was just gonna crack a Casey Anthony joke.
Oh God,
Dude, the only Frogman thing I know about was that there was this porno I think I saw off of eFucked where this guy hops around in a frog suit and he has like a bag with him, and this girl's like in this like pregnancy chair with her legs spread, and he just sticks little frogs in her vagina.
Fuck yeah. Wait. Wait. I thought Kev said they didn't release that show.
So now a little bit more about OJ and Nicole. Nicole was a waitress in Beverly Hills, and her and OJ met and began dating in 1977. OJ, however, was still married to his first wife, and he wouldn't be divorced from her until 2 years later. And Nicole was only, I think, 18 when they first met.
Yeah.
So at the time, Nicole's like just a young waitress, and OJ was already, I think he was just getting out of his football.
Didn't he have a bad like relationship with his first wife too? Like,
Yeah.
like he was kind of abusive and stuff.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
So that's kind of leads into.
So he
What
was
happened?
also okay with cheating on his wife. So
Yeah.
he's also a little bit of a hypocrite, maybe a little
No,
bit.
yeah.
They married in 1985, and they had 2 kids. They were married for 7 years, and during that time, Nicole had called 911 like 8 to 10 times
Yeah.
for like spousal abuse.
Yeah, I heard they have one of the 911
Oh,
calls.
dude, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah, it
there's
is.
911 calls
Yeah,
you can
it's-
listen to.
yeah.
She sounds fucking terrified.
Yeah, you can
in
hear
it.
him like yelling.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
yelling.
Yeah.
He's like breaking shit, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's here. He's gonna beat the shit out of me."
Yeah.
And she's like, "He's gonna fucking kill me." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, where do you live? Who is it?" And she gives his address. She's like, OJ Simpson. And the fucking 911 lady is like, The football? The
Yeah.
football player?
It's like,
fucking
that
just do your
makes
job,
that just
man.
makes it okay. Wait, was he the football player? as he's probably brutally murdering.
And this
Was it
is-
the football player?
This is what's also bullshit is she's like asking her like what's going on, why are they doing it, and she says something along the lines of, well, did you say something to like anger him? So she was asking questions that sounds like she's throwing all the fault on Nicole.
Yeah.
She's like, well, did you start an argument? And like she says something along the lines of that. It's
Yeah.
like, just fucking get over there and like
I mean, I heard it's just because that lady really liked the Naked Gun movies. So.
yeah, she's like, there's no way. he
There's no
did
fucking
it.
way.
Did you burn supper, or how did you cook the mashed potatoes? Did you fully mash them all the way? I mean,
Out of all the things she could fuck up to piss him off, it was the mashed
Oh my God.
potatoes.
All right, I'm surprised we haven't cracked this joke already yet, so I'll get it out of the way. But was there enough orange juice in the house?
oh my god.
I'm sorry. It had to be done.
And as far as Ron Goldman, there was never a lot mentioned about him during the trial, or even Nicole for all that much.
Yeah.
But Ron, he appeared to just be like a nice and good guy who was just in the wrong place and
Yeah.
time. He was actually a hero. Also, his sister was in a car accident, and I think it was like on fire or something. And when he was younger, he pulled her out.
Wow.
So he seemed everything I've seen just seems like he was like a good guy.
Yeah, and he wasn't doing anything wrong when he was there.
No,
right?
he was
Yeah.
supposedly just bringing back her mom's sunglasses that she left. At the
Like,
restaurant.
imagine that, man.
And I just want to say, OJ, you're fucking lucky that she was with Ron Goldman and not Ron Perlman, because he would have fucked you up. We all know he would have fucked you up, OJ.
That's right.
You would have came at him with a knife, and he would have looked at you and laughed and said, "You're gonna need a better Blade than that,"
Oh,
because
fuck yeah.
fucking Blade kills Ron Perlman in Blade 2.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Oh, dude, he's lucky also wasn't Ron Davidson, man.
Oh, yes.
He would have fucking hit him with the iron fist, man.
No one knows who that is.
Ron Davidson knows who that is.
So, shout out Ron Davidson.
Okay, I got a crazy football stat.
Mm.
In 1973 or 76, he won the MVP. He rushed for 2,003 yards, and he had like 14 touchdowns that year.
Yeah.
And he averaged, I think, 6 yards a carry.
Damn.
His quarterback for the entire year had 1,200 yards, had 4 touchdowns, and only had like 5 yards per pass.
Wow.
So he literally like
Yeah.
was he tripled the touchdowns and almost
like
double the yardage.
Video game insane.
See, as a kid, I mean, I was born in '88, so I was real young.
Mm.
I remember hearing stuff about OJ all the time, but I never even knew he played football. Like as
Yeah.
a kid, you don't hear anything about him playing football.
Yeah.
You just hear about he's the dude that had the double murder.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he did because I was born in '86. So I was a little older. I knew he was in the Naked Gun too because my dad liked those movies. So like, I knew a little bit about him. I remember even as a kid being like, "What the fuck?" I mean, I know we're gonna get further into it, but that shit,
Yeah.
man, it was.
Well, so let's talk about the timeline of the night of that the murder took place.
Is this the night of the Knicks playoff game?
Yep. Nope. Not yet.
Oh, okay. OJ was never convicted because they couldn't find more evidence. It's because I happened to be the patsy.
Yeah.
I put some stuff in a couple of double wrapped Ziploc bags, and I put it really far in my ass. Like they're not gonna find it. Like I've been taking shits for 20 years, and I still haven't seen that stuff.
Nice.
So the juice is clear.
Yeah, dude. I like how you were fucking like 5.
Did I mention I was an altar boy, so I had a little bit of practice?
Oh my god.
Alrighty, June 12th, 1994. Nicole, her children, and several other people all go out to dinner at the Mezzaluna restaurant from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. So this is the timeline of the night where they were murdered.
Yeah.
At 9:15 p.m., one of Nicole's friends, I've also heard possibly her sister, called the restaurant to say that Nicole's mother left her glasses, and Ron Goldman volunteered to bring them over since her place was only a few minutes away from the restaurant, and
Yeah.
OJ's house was only like a 5-minute drive from her house. So Cato, which is OJ's friend that was like that freeloader guy who lived in the guest house,
Yeah.
he stated that from 9 p.m. to 9:35 p.m., they went out to get McDonald's, and he doesn't know what OJ was doing from 9:35 to 11 p.m.
Wow.
Fucking McDonald's.
Yeah. It took him that long.
And I've seen this in other videos, so it's like, it's not ours. It was just funny. I've seen other people talk about. like McDonald's got like free exposure from that being brought up actually in the case, but how shitty does that feel? Like the guy who murdered his ex-wife and that guy are just like, oh, we were at McDonald's.
Yeah.
So, like it's brought up all the time.
So it's supposedly they're at McDonald's for like an hour and a half then?
No, just from 9 to 9:35.
Oh, damn it. Because I was going to crack a joke about like, what do they do? Wait for them to fix the ice cream machine?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I was gonna crack one that it was 1994 and the chicken nuggets just came out, so everyone was waiting in line for those things.
Yes.
But yeah, so it was from 9 to 9:35, or I've also seen 9:45. But he doesn't know where he was at after that until 11.
Wow.
So Nicole's dog outside her house has been barking loudly around 10:15 p.m., and which would have been about the time that the murders took place. And also the dog would eventually lead the eyewitnesses to the bodies of Nicole and Ron. So it was Nicole's own dog that led people there to find him. But yeah,
Crazy.
so the dog started barking like crazy at 10:15. Too bad no one went and checked or anything like that, you know?
I mean, they must have been playing that fucking Lion King game again, dude. That damn game.
But the same people, the same neighbors,
same
they
guys.
moved here. They're still fucking playing it.
Exactly.
At 10:25, a limousine driver named Alan Park arrives at OJ's house to pick him up to take him to the airport. He rings the buzzer and waits and does not get an answer. At 10:40, Cato claims that he heard 3 loud thumps on the outside wall of his room of the guest house that he was staying in. So he's living on OJ's property, just back in the guest house.
Yeah.
From 10:40 to 10:55, Alan Parks, the limousine driver, keeps buzzing and waiting on OJ, but is getting no answer. And shortly before 11, he sees a, quote, black person, roughly 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, walking across the driveway and, like, toward the house. So Parks, he buzzes a few minutes later. OJ answers and states that he had overslept and just got out of the shower. So they have the limousine driver who's been buzzing for like a half hour, getting no answer. He sees a black person who fits the build.
Yeah.
Run across the yard into the house and then answer the buzzing to say, hey, I was in I overslept and I just got out of the shower.
Pretty much just caught him in a straight up lie.
And Cato said he heard like a banging noise, which could have been OJ like jumping over the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know. OJ is then taken to the airport where he gets on a flight at 11:45 heading to Chicago. It's kind of weird that he has to leave to Chicago that night at so late.
Yeah.
And at 12:10, the bodies of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman are discovered outside of her condo in Brentwood, Los Angeles. Her dog was barking outside, and as someone else was walking by, he followed the dog, which led him to the crime scene.
Yeah. That crime scene was disgusting.
Oh.
Imagine seeing that.
Dude, the fucking the crime photos, holy shit. We'll
Hey.
talk a little bit about the details of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crime scene photos are out there. They're fucking brutal.
Yeah, walking in on that, you're never gonna like sleep right again. You know, you're not gonna forget that.
This is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So the actual murder scene, Nicole Brown had been stabbed multiple times in the head and neck. She also had bruising on her head, which showed that she was either struck or punched or hit with a knife. Her throat was also slit so deep that she was almost decapitated. She also had defensive wounds on her hands, too. And you can actually look up the exact details because it goes in depth of everything that happened.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal.
Oh,
it's real. Like, you can tell it was like a passion.
Yeah, somebody was
crime.
angry.
Like you
Yes.
can tell.
Somebody was pissed off.
Then Ron Goldman, he had suffered 22 stab wounds to the face, neck, chest, and abdomen. So yeah, like we said, the crime scene photos are there. They're fucking brutal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you have a soft stomach or you're just fucked up by that kind of stuff easily, don't look. Just take our word for it.
During the trial, this all happened in 94, right?
yeah.
Was Freddy Krueger finally defeated yet or no?
He still hasn't been, so no.
Shit.
True.
There was just a movie in 2010, I think. So he's still around. He's still.
Was that a remake or was that another?
If we're talking logic with this, then it was a remake.
But honestly, if it wasn't Oj Simpson, I honest to God think the next suspect that makes the most sense really might be Freddy Krueger.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Edward Scissorhands.
that or just for some reason God was really pissed off at him.
Kato. Isn't Kato that guy on like VH1 shows? Like, or is that Kevin Kato or something like that?
I don't know.
He's like some weird hippie guy who's like from 80s movies.
This might be him. I
This
don't know.
Kato is
Guy
not
could
popular,
be.
right?
No, this kid was not popular at all.
No.
He was
Oh, okay.
trying to be an actor. He was
See.
probably in a few things.
Yeah, I really didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he's just like a freeloading, like hippie surfer dude. He looks like.
Yeah, like he has long hair and stuff too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dude, he's in basketball.
Oh shit.
Who?
All right, so now we'll talk about some of the evidence that was found at the scene, or just evidence in general.
Yeah.
So first off, the 911 calls. There's been like 8 to 10 times where the police had to come over because of OJ spousal abuse or something like
domestic
that.
abuse,
But
yeah.
he's beaten the shit out of her before.
Yeah, like she in one of the 911 calls, she said he was gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Like straight up said he was gonna kill me.
There's one of them where he calls, and it's like the one time it wasn't spousal abuse. He was trying to get a hold of the Nintendo Power hotline
Oh man.
because he couldn't get past this one stage in Tecmo
Oh
Bowl.
fuck, dude. That could have led to the murders right there, man.
So the most infamous piece of evidence is the glove, which is found at the scene of the crime, which matched a glove that was also found at OJ's estate next to the guest house where Kato heard the loud thumps. The glove is only sold at Bloomingdale's, and I believe they only sold about 300 of them altogether. And they were able to go through and check receipts, and they found one that showed that Nicole Brown's signature was on a receipt. So she purchased this glove there. Both gloves also had blood on them that matched OJ, Brown, and Goldman.
Like, how do you not convict him? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's-
seriously, like,
And
he's not even cool. Like, OG's not
No.
even cool. Like, just lock him up.
Yeah.
But what's he done?
Well, it's the lawyers that he had, though.
Yeah.
Man.
but
Like,
yeah, we'll talk a little bit about his team, but it's all about him just being like an athlete / celebrity, and because of the times, everyone's deadly afraid of starting a race war or
Yeah.
more riots. It was only a couple years after,
The LA riots.
after Rodney King.
Yeah.
So
which that's so just. I mean, and I'm not saying anything against all that stuff that like with the riots and anything like that. I'm not saying which side was right, but that's fucking stupid that somebody pretty much got away with murder because of that.
yeah.
I'm not saying which side was right, but
We'll never know.
And another piece of evidence that was found was a hat. It was a knit hat that was found at the crime scene that had OJ's hair follicles on it. Also, they found at OJ's house 2 blood-soaked socks just hanging on the floor like he just got done acting out that laundry scene in Batman Forever with them.
Oh fuck yeah!
And the blood-soaked socks, all the blood on them matched Nicole. There were also blood drops in the driveway, a bloody boot print at the crime scene that was size 12.
Wow.
Which, anyone want to guess OJ's shoe size?
6.
Close.
I think he was known as Little Pecker OJ, so I guess 8 maybe.
Well, it was actually a size 12.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I mean, he was a Nick and Gun 1.5. So I mean, wait, wasn't one of them called 1.5?
I think it's 33 and a half. But
Oh,
I mean,
fuck,
no,
damn
but I
it.
was laughing at
Yeah.
the 1.5,
Yeah.
like his
Damn
dick.
I thought one of them was 1.5.
I think so.
And there was also a blood print on his Bronco. He had a slice on his finger the next day when police were questioning him. And they were like, yeah, so how'd you get the cut on your finger? And he was like, well, I don't remember. I don't know. And he ended up saying, like, it's all in video. He's like, well, I got it cut on a piece of glass. And the guy questioning was like, well, what piece of glass was it? And OJ's like, I don't know. Can I take a break?
Oh my god!
And then that's
man.
when they let him go. But 3 hours later, they went to try and arrest him. But so
Yeah.
his questioning videos, man, how the fuck did he get away with this?
I don't,
Okay.
like everything right now. Like you might as well just have a sign that he
Yeah.
left there in his handwriting that said "I
It's-
did it."
It's just because his jury is like they're like, we need the fucking dumbest motherfuckers for
Yeah.
this case, and
Yeah.
that's who they got. So there's tons of DNA linking to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got all the blood, all 3 blood, all over every part of the scene. And we'll start talking about ways that they were trying to say, like, one of the cops, they were trying to say drop the glove there because he's like a super big he's a piece of shit racist.
Yeah, but come on, man. You could say that in any
Yeah.
case.
You said they found like the dumbest people in the jury. They just waited around the set of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and found all the people who missed the first question.
And to make up the rest, they just got us.
Yeah, dude.
Alrighty, so let's talk about the actual car chase. One of the most remembered parts of the whole OJ murder case is the car chase of his white Bronco. So picture in your head just like high speed, insane stunts, jumps, crazy turns, pure badass fun, and then just take the complete opposite of that. Because this chase was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It really made just absolutely no sense.
It's basically the same as the chase from that episode of South Park where they're driving in that like fucking like little like battery operated car.
Dude,
It's the same chase. It really is.
I haven't seen a white Bronco this slow since Peyton Manning's last year.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but there is a really good wrestling spoof of this. It's Roddy Piper and I believe Goldust at a WrestleMania, and they have like a normal match at first, and then out of nowhere they just fucking get in a Bronco and like have like a chase and stuff.
Holy shit,
yeah,
for
dude.
real?
Yeah, it's funny as fuck,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Check it out.
WrestleMania 13 Hollywood backstage brawl or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a normal match before. There was it a backstage brawl?
Something like
Okay,
that,
gotcha.
yeah.
I just remember
That's
watching
the
that.
name of it, I guess.
Yeah, I remember watching that and fucking losing it,
Maybe
man.
it's 12. But yeah.
Something like that.
So on Friday, June 17th, 1994, Simpson's lawyer, Robert Shapiro, was told by the LAPD to surrender his client and that OJ had until 11 a.m. to do so. And surrender he did not. At 5 p.m., Robert Kardashian, a friend and defense lawyer to Simpson, read a letter to the media that said, quote, "First, everyone understand I had nothing to do with Nicole's murder. Don't feel sorry for me. I've had a great life, great friends. Please think of the real OJ and not this lost person. Thanks for making my life special. I hope I helped yours." And then from OJ. That sounds like a fucking suicide note.
I mean, yeah.
And the thing is like, it just sounds so much like it's all about him.
Yeah, like
you know?
like pity me. Hey, these two people got brutally murdered, like probably tortured. You know,
Yeah.
like went through a lot of fucking pain. But pity me. You know,
yeah, like he throws in the line like, I had nothing to do with the murder.
Yeah.
But don't feel sorry for me.
Yeah,
And
like,
also, I didn't mention it, when they called OJ when he was in Chicago,
Mm.
and they told him, they're like, yeah, your wife has been murdered. I believe all he said was something like, oh, God, or something like that. He not once asked how she was murdered.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, if someone called me and told me someone murdered someone I knew, I'd be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what happened? Or
Yeah,
how'd they get
exactly.
murdered?
Like, yeah, who did it?
Yeah,
you know?
he didn't say any of that.
Yeah,
he
like-
didn't say like how'd she get murdered.
He didn't even like show compassion for her. Is like in the note, like I love my wife Nicole deeply, or like nothing.
Yeah,
Just like,
nothing like that. Like, hey, I didn't do that. I didn't do that shit.
hey Nicole, as you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as possible.
Oh my god.
He sits Indian style and does it.
So at 6:20 p.m., Simpson was seen riding in the white Bronco that was being driven by his friend and former teammate Al Cowlings. Simpson was in the back seat of the vehicle with a gun to his own head, threatening to kill himself. And the chase finally ended at 8 p.m. at his house in Brentwood. So this is like almost like 2 hours. This whole chase is just absolutely ridiculous. They let him drive around, go wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted. The police did nothing to stop it. It's
Yeah.
so crazy dangerous. It could have ended horribly.
Oh yeah.
And especially because like they knew OJ had a gun.
Yeah.
And there's a point where like they have his cell phone or his car phone, and they call him. The police call him and like try to talk him out of it. And OJ is just like, you'll have to look up what he says. I forget, but it's just such a piece of shit.
I remember the cop telling him, he's like, OJ, we love you. We all love
Yeah,
you. He
yeah,
says that
so
to him.
dumb.
Like,
And-
do we? Do we though?
and-
Yeah. Pretty sure you just killed some people. Do we
Yeah,
love him?
And if he wasn't an athlete or celebrity, the police would have and should have thrown down a strip to take
Oh,
out
yeah.
the tires or
Yeah.
like make roadblocks, but they didn't.
And just think, he got off. I mean, I know this is getting too far ahead, but like, shouldn't he have gotten some kind of trouble for having that gun like
Yeah,
to his head that
and-
whole time? Because he could have technically been like holding Al Cowlings hostage. I know he wasn't, but
And the thing is Al Cowlings, they already declared OJ a fugitive if he didn't turn himself in by 11. So he's aiding a fugitive.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get in trouble at all for any of this. And so you got this stupid car chase going on where they don't even go over like 30 miles per hour half the time.
Yeah.
And they said the chase went on so long. They had 9 helicopters at one point following that were like running out of fuel. They had cop cars all over the place.
they cut into an NBA Finals game.
Yeah,
too,
the
didn't they?
NBA Finals
Fuckers.
going on.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer's last game was
Oh
going
my
on,
God,
and that
dude,
is
I
just,
didn't
like,
know that.
overshadowed.
So that's like basically like Babe Ruth's last fucking at bat in baseball. Let's cut from that. OJ's in this car, not going that fast, but
And I guess like OJ, since they were going so slow, the cops decided like let's just fucking jog. And they ran up next to the window. OJ, you don't have to do this. But no, this whole time people are like cheering him on.
Yeah.
There's like people all over.
Like acting like he's like a good
it's
person.
fucking ridiculous for
Yeah.
hours.
At the same time in 1994, Forrest Gump was being filmed.
Oh fuck yeah!
And the scene where he's running like from one side of the country to the other, he actually runs past the
Yeah.
Bronco
I
and takes some of OJ's fans from him.
I heard some of the cars ran out of gas, so they just had like the cyclist cops going after him, and unfortunately they weren't able to catch him because they went downhill and passed him.
They just like had a police officer just stand on like a fucking skateboard, and he just held up like a pair of underwear. That's not funny. As a sail. Okay.
You know those like shitty fans you buy at gas stations? With
Oh my
battery power?
God, yes.
They stuck two of them to the back of the Bronco and turned them on.
So OJ claimed that he wasn't escaping or running away. He said he just wanted to go to Nicole's grave. So it's like you're already fucking using her as
Yeah.
like an excuse. And
Yeah.
he was at the funeral a couple days ago.
Yeah, and
so
he I know he goes up to her body, gives her a kiss, and says, "I'm sorry." I remember reading that.
it's so stupid.
Which I mean, you could take that as I'm sorry this happened. You know, whoever did it. You know, I'm sorry that this happened, but it's probably him legit saying, "Hey, I'm sorry for killing you." Like,
and he's not sorry. you
no,
know?
he's not. He just did it for show. But
Yeah.
It's
so,
like when your mom scolds you. Are you sorry because you did it, or are you sorry because you got caught?
exactly,
didn't
and
even
he
get
fucking
caught.
didn't.
remember, he said he wasn't trying to escape or run away. After the car chase ends, they search his Bronco, and this is what they find: $8,000 in cash, clothes, a loaded Magnum, a passport, family pictures, and a fake goatee and mustache with like the fucking glue to put it on.
Wow. Yeah.
Like that's
I mean,
okay. OJ in a
yeah.
fucking disguise with like
Yeah.
a fake mustache.
I mean that I wish they would have let him get away just to see that. But
That kind of reminds me of when Johnny Manziel was going through like all the drinking and shit, and they said he was in Vegas with like a fake mustache on, like sitting at the blackjack table.
oh fuck yeah, dude. But no, going back to like all the stuff he had on him, I guess he wasn't trying to get away because I usually put that in my lunchbox when I go to work. So
Have you like? I know we know where OJ is kind of right now, but have
Yeah.
you ever tugged on the Kimster's mustache just to make sure he's not OJ?
My dad.
it's him.
No, my dad's not OJ.
Are we sure?
I can't promise. I can't promise.
yeah.
So-
About 70% sure.
If Sammy Sosa can change, so can anybody else.
but- oh fuck yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the trial. We're not going to go into too much detail. We could easily fill in a couple episodes just of this fucking shitstorm of a trial.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to give like a general outline, and maybe in the future we'll give like a more in-depth episode over the actual trial.
Yeah.
So OJ formed a defensive team called the Dream Team, which was later dubbed the Scheme Team later on.
Yes.
And he got like the best lawyers that that money could buy.
Oh yeah, like Johnny
And-
Cochran.
and Robert Kardashian.
Yeah.
And they even got like one of the scientists that was doing like the DNA and stuff like that. I think the prosecutors wanted to get him,
Mm.
but they kind of treated him like shit or something.
Oh wow.
And so he's like, "Fuck it, I just wanted to go against them."
Wow.
Just because they were like so
Yeah, I didn't read
shitty
that.
to him. So
Nice.
he ended up being on the defense team also.
Yeah, Kev didn't mention, but that's actually Bill Nye the Science Guy. I'm just playing this on.
Dude, he's not cool.
No, he's a douche
He
now.
as a
Yeah.
kid he was cool. Now
Oh,
he's like
yeah.
so pretentious and
Yeah.
just I don't know. I can't stand him. He
Yeah.
annoys me.
I
now.
heard that he got like a certain amount of money for his new Netflix special, and he actually went back and asked for more.
Oh my
Really?
God.
That special
Yes.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's fucking
I
awful.
never watched it.
I watched a few episodes and it's not good.
The gender one's hilarious.
The Dream Team quickly took the defensive stance of LAPD versus OJ Simpson, and they were trying to bring racism into the case to try and aid him because, like we mentioned earlier, it's
Easiest
right
card.
after
Yeah.
the Rodney King beating
Yeah.
and the LA riots, and everyone was like scared to death
Oh, yeah.
that if OJ was found guilty, there'd be riots
Yeah.
again.
Like it's the easiest card to pull.
Yeah, so they were using that. They barely even talk about Nicole and Ron's murder. They bring everything
Yeah,
else into
exactly,
it.
yeah.
Like they talk about like racism, racist cops,
Mm.
and all this other stuff like that.
They cared more about freeing him than about actually finding justice for the two people that were murdered.
Yeah, that's true.
basically.
That's true.
I almost.
Oh no, I was gonna see when's a good part to put in my little spiel.
You mentioned earlier that you had like a different stance if you were the prosecutor for OJ, and you would have your own opening statements. So why don't you go ahead and let us know what that would be?
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't just an opening statement. Actually, this is what got him completely. Like, I mean, it took me 2 minutes. Got him let off right there. Actually, we went out for a beer right afterwards. But I'll talk like I'm the lawyer. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, not only is my client Orenthal James Simpson not guilty, but the people that were murdered were not the ones that were supposed to be murdered that night. So I know this is 1994. You guys haven't seen the documentary Looper that's going to come out. It's a real thing. In the story in that documentary is assassins that basically go back in time to eliminate targets. They're not told the exact names of the targets that they're supposed to eliminate because they don't want other people going back in time to save them.
Of course.
Sometimes the time machine messes up. It happens. All they have is the initials of the people they're supposed to kill. So they were sent to the wrong house. They're accidentally sent to the house of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman was there. The guy sees, NSRG. This is the people I'm supposed to kill. So he takes them out. He doesn't realize that G was supposed to be an S. He was actually supposed to kill Nick Swardson and Rob Schneider.
Oh, my God.
How many mix those up? That long-ass story.
I had to say just because we've talked so much about killing Rob Schneider.
Dude. Fuck yeah.
It took so... I really thought of that for like a whole week.
At least that was more on target than half the stuff in the trial.
Oh,
because
more
Nicole
believable.
and Ron's murder took a backseat, definitely.
Dude, what if, like, the United States government was like, you know what, all this racial stuff's happening. We should just give them reparations. Like, they've been talking about it for 10 decades now, reparations for slavery. Like, whoa, what about this OJ case?
Yeah.
That might just take care of everything. Then we can go back to hating black people again.
Because, I mean, it sucks because really, like, what you're saying is kind of, like, almost true because, like, he killed 2 white people.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the jury real quick. They went through a lot of switching out members of the jury, and there's huge problems with it. So this is how the jury ended up being: 8 black people, 1 Hispanic, 1 white person, and 2 mixed. And this has nothing to do with their race, but holy shit, are these people fucking unintelligent.
Oh, yeah.
Like, only 2 of them had college degrees, and most of them don't understand the exact details when it came down to talking about the DNA. It's like when they're talking about, like, this blood is a match for so-and-so, like, there's only a tiny percentage that it could be anyone else besides who it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, and DNA was still kind of something new at this time.
Yeah.
But it was like the blood of OJ, Nicole Brown, and Ron Goldman, and it's like all that was just fucking like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And in one hand, it's like if you, like, I work on computers, so if I try to explain computer stuff to people who don't use it sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough. And I feel like that's how most of this trial was to this jury.
And, like, I don't mean this in any racist way at all, but if I was, like, the guy that was going against OJ, like, that lawyer, if I walked in and saw that jury, I would have fucking left. I'd be like, nope. Because there's no way you're winning that. And and it's not anything against blacks. It's really because of, like, what was going on then. Like, he was going to be, like, let off because of that jury whole time.
And his defense team, like, they did a lot of dirty shit. That's the lawyers you want.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they did a hell of a good job.
Yeah.
It just sucks that they kind of did it in, like, a kind of a dirty way. Like, they just played the race card.
Yeah.
They used racism to their advantage.
And then they got...
And I don't know how this fucking happened, but it's true. One of the members in the jury used to be a Black Panther.
Oh, man.
And even after they announced the verdict that he was not guilty, he did the fucking Black Panther fist to OJ.
Man.
Like, come the fuck on.
Jeez, dude, you would think it would at least wait and text him. Or, well, I guess he couldn't text. Wait and call him later. Like, hey, yeah,
what about,
we let you off.
What if, like, the prosecuting attorney, I think the attacker, I guess, against the defense, he comes in, sees the jury, he's like, shit. He's like, I see a white guy. And the white guy, like, puts on a hat, and it's a flat-billed hat, and he's like, shit.
Oh,
shit.
So one of the things that made the case fall apart was Mark Furman, who was a member of the LAPD. He was brought on the stand as a witness. He was an officer that found the glove, but there was tape of him where he was talking to a girl. I think it was for, like, a movie role. Not necessarily a movie role, but it was, like, videotape of him where he's saying all these racial slurs. He uses the N-word like 40 times.
Yeah.
And the whole case became racism against. How are we going to trust this guy? He planted he planted the glove. He's so racist. He's out to get OJ and stuff like that. So that became like their whole case.
Did this cop go on to own the LA Clippers? Because I think he's been busted for that.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, Mark Furman's just a piece of shit. But he was trying to say like he was acting it up like as like a role.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
But as far as him planting the glove, that's just so impossible. Like they tried saying that he planted the glove that was at OJ's house, which because they found the bloody glove at Nicole's house. They're trying to say like he found the other glove and planted it at OJ's house.
Yeah.
Which how would he know OJ was even going to be at his house after that?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, how would he have the blood on it? They're trying to say he had a vial of OJ's blood, like just fucking ready to go.
Like why?
And the thing is I'm pretty sure there was like 4 police officers that got there before him.
Yeah.
So they all would have seen it. It was just he was the one that was brought on to talk about it.
Yeah.
Wait, the vial of blood thing. Okay. So Oj Simpson's already known not to be a good guy, and there's already been a bunch of phone calls from Nicole Brown, like stating violence. What if they knew this was going to happen, and they wanted to juice it up a little bit?
Oh.
So, he's probably an athlete. He's probably got CTE, going to the doctors and getting tests. They're like, why don't you get an extra little blood vial for me?
Oh, my God.
And they're like, he's going to fuck up eventually. Like, come on. Like, we've heard the phone calls. What if he fucks up and we put a little bit extra juice on it? You know what I'm saying?
So the defense's main arguments was that OJ was physically incapable of doing this murder because he had like arthritis and other shit. But, I mean, look at him.
Dude,
he looks like he's not even in that bad a shape. Really.
Yeah, even now, and he's...
So they tried to say that, and then the whole race card, using racism.
Yeah.
And another thing that they don't mention a whole lot that doesn't get brought up is Judge Ito, who was the judge for this case. His wife had some run-in or a problem with Mark Furman in the past.
Oh, wow.
So instead of Judge Ito being like, this is going to be a mistrial because I do have a history with him, he just asked like another judge, be like, do you think it's fair if I still judge this case? And that guy's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how they settled it. Judge Ito is he's just a weak idiot too. He let so much shit go on. I mean, both sides, but mostly with the defense. He let him get away with a lot of shit. Like they had a bunch of letters written back and forth between Nicole and OJ, and he threw all those out. He said those couldn't be used in the case, but then he let the defense use one of them. I guess,
It's insane how lucky OJ got when like all
money,
this stuff.
It's just money,
money
and
and that, like the fact that the judge's wife had around him with that cop, like all that stuff. Like he got so fucking lucky, dude.
And another thing that Judge Ito did is OJ refused to take the stand, so that means he couldn't be questioned or anything like that. But at the end of the trial, they let OJ speak for some reason, even though that's not allowed at all. They let him speak, and he gave like this speech where he's like talking out. The jury wasn't there, I don't believe, but he was still like throwing out stuff to them, speaking to them. And they're like, yeah, you can't fucking talk unless you want me to question you on the stand. Which if a celebrity or an athlete is like speaking out directly to you, being like, I didn't do this, wasn't me, that's going to have a huge influence.
Oh, yeah.
So that was one of the biggest mistakes was allowing him to speak there, and also the prosecution having OJ try on the glove.
Oh yeah,
that was such a big mistake too. So we'll talk about the glove.
You said one of the defenses said that OJ physically couldn't do it because of arthritis.
Yeah,
dude, I've probably had arthritis in my right wrist since I was 12. Wink, wink. And right now, I could probably squeeze a golf ball through a hose with just my thumb and my pinky, man. Like, come on.
So the whole OJ trying on the glove thing is one of the most known things about the case also. But the thing about the glove is that it was soaking wet, soaked in blood. It was frozen and thawed multiple times. So, of course, the sizing of it is going to be weird. And instead of them buying the exact pair of gloves, they had him try on those ones, like the actual ones they found.
Yeah.
And when he tried them on, they had him wear latex gloves also.
Yeah.
So of course that's gonna fuck up the trying it on.
Yeah.
And then if you watch the video of OJ trying them on, he has his fucking hands spread out like goddamn starfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no one puts gloves
it's
on
so
like that.
obvious, yeah.
And then, yeah, everyone watched the video of him putting it on. You see he just looks normal at first, and then as soon as he realizes that they're not going to go on because of how he's doing it, he gets like a glow about him. He gets real arrogant, and like you can just tell he's acting. He's struggling, like he's fucking playing tug of war, like against like 40 people, and he's by himself. Like he's like fucking sweating, making this face, trying to pull him on.
Yeah,
and he's just fucking acting.
Oh
and
yeah,
his hand is spread out, so you couldn't even get it on anyways.
Yeah.
And after he keeps tugging, you can tell that they would fit.
Oh yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, they would have fit eventually.
I've had a similar performance. The night I lost my virginity, I was putting on a Magnum condom, and I was like struggling, like, oh my god, I don't think it's gonna fit and everything, and I didn't realize my whole body was in the thing.
It's all right though. It was still pretty decent sex.
And and also, I don't know if this was actually confirmed or not, but I've seen a lot of stuff about it where I think it was Robert Kardashian told him to quit taking his arthritis medication also, and that caused his hands to swell up.
Oh.
So the defense acted like they didn't want him to put the glove on, like when the prosecution was talking about it. They're like, no, we don't want to have OJ like try on the glove.
Yeah.
And I think they were doing that on purpose because as soon as it didn't fit, the fucking whole thing really fell apart.
Oh yeah.
They had him watch videos from It's Sunny in Philadelphia, the lawyer with the fake hands.
Oh fuck.
They had OJ
dude.
put on the fake hand gloves.
So after they give their closing arguments, they bring up like all the DNA evidence. They mention that again, which has no effect on the fucking jury because they're all fucking morons.
Yeah, they have no idea what that is.
And then the famous defense line, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Oh,
and you can actually see like the whole jury just their fucking loads blown everywhere as soon as they say that.
Yeah.
Everyone in the courtroom just blowing jizz everywhere when they mention that.
He won the court case with a fucking meme.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
it was like
yes.
it's so this case fucking makes absolutely no sense, dude.
Nowadays, he would have like there's no way he would have gotten off nowadays.
No.
Even with like the Black Lives Matter and all those other issues, still he would.
They have all the blood evidence, hair, everything.
Yeah.
Like there's no evidence that points to anyone else except OJ.
Oh yeah.
So if it wasn't OJ, who was it? There's only evidence of 3 people there, but there are theories that there was someone helping OJ, which I could believe maybe someone helped him. Because some of the defensive wounds on Ron look like he was being held. So the angle of it, of his stab wounds on his legs, they think he was maybe being held.
Oh wow, like somebody like OJ was stabbing while somebody was holding him.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel bad for that dude. I mean, obviously I feel bad for her
he
too.
He seems like a good
but, like,
dude. From
he was
everything I've
just
seen.
like he offered to help somebody out with like the stupidest like little errand.
Yeah.
Like, who thinks, like, oh, yeah, I don't mind, helping a coworker out to take something to their house, and they're going to get brutally murdered for it.
So, and this whole court trial was, I think, 9 months long.
Yeah, it was a long time.
In less than 4 hours of deliberation, the jury decided OJ was not guilty. 4 hours.
Yeah.
Half of that, if not more, was just filling out the fucking paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
4 fucking hours. How do you even go over 9 months of shit in, like, 2 hours? So that just shows how fucked up this whole thing was.
Yeah. It just seemed like they were going to, like, let him off the whole time.
This kind of sounds like my science fair project. I had like 9 months to do it, and I got it done in like 3 hours.
A little bit of good news, though, is OJ lost the civil case, which awarded the Goldman and Brown family over $33 million.
Yeah, how did that work? Like, I know he was held accountable for the murder, but like not.
I really don't fucking get all that
I
stuff.
looked into it, but I don't understand it.
The only person that's pulled out of more sticky situations than OJ is Ron Jeremy.
Oh, come on, dude. You waited the whole podcast to say that shit?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
In 2008, though, OJ was found guilty on 12 counts, including armed robbery and kidnapping, and he was sentenced to 33 years. But, of course, he didn't get that. He got out last week.
Yeah.
And what's kind of funny is the very first thing, like, the judge said is, like, I forget exactly word for word, but she's like, this has nothing to do with the double murder.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like you're like, all right, we have a chance to fucking throw him in jail, so let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. But, like, the thing is, didn't he write a book that... Like,
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that in a
Okay,
minute.
gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, so the only other section I have is just, like, other random shit that's happened.
Yeah.
So we can talk about the book that came out,
Yeah.
the If I Did It.
Yeah.
Which
basically just says he did it.
Which it was done, they said, by OJ and a ghostwriter. OJ claims that he had nothing to do with it. He just said, like, I was given $300,000 or something like that, either $30,000 or $300,000, just to not say anything about how I had nothing to do with it. He's like, and that was just free money for me. He's like, the whole country thinks I murdered her anyways.
Yeah.
So that's what he said in regards to the book.
Yeah.
They did stop the printing of it, and then they changed a little bit and released it to where all the money made goes to the Goldman family.
Yeah, because he still owes some money, right?
Yeah.
Or at least he did at the time.
And they changed the title to where it was If I Did It. They changed it to If I Did It, Confessions of a Killer. And they put the if, like the smallest font on there. So it doesn't even look like it says if, so it says I did it. So that's kind of weird, but at least I guess they're getting money from it.
Yeah.
I heard that the If I Did It book is actually a series. There was one released with George W. Bush, If I Did It, the 9/11 conspiracies.
Oh, my God. I was waiting for more.
If I Did It, the Chris Benoit Bowflex story.
Come
Oh,
on.
my
This
God.
is going nowhere.
Yeah, we know he did
All
it.
right, all right. Last one.
Okay.
If I Did It, Rob Schneider's Oscar speech.
All tragedies.
Yeah. That's the biggest one.
Really, the only other thing I was going to mention was Juiced. You guys know about the show Juiced that he came out with? It was like a punked prank show
Oh, my
that
God.
starred OJ.
Yeah.
And they weren't even like pranks. Like the people making it said like he would always just show up like super drunk, I think, and really
Yes.
didn't have a whole lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And like it always start off with him like dancing around with strippers, or like he's like sitting there.
What?
The strippers would be like dancing on him.
Wow.
And he had like a rap song at the beginning
Oh,
of it.
my God. Wait, did he rap?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Maybe I'll put a little clip of it right here.
Yeah, you really should.
Right here.
Why do people wonder about my intentions? Why do people ask me so many questions about how I made it to the top? About all the times I made those deep defensive stops. Yo, coach, there's no stopping the juice. When I'm on the field, I'm like a lion going loose. Better shoot me with a tranquilizer gun. Don't be fool stupid. I'm not a Simpson named Bart. I'm not a cartoon. You silly baboon. I'm like a tycoon in the state of monsoon. Can't you see the only way I live my life is large? And I got the most games with 200 plus yards.
All right. And one of the skits is where he's a car salesman and he sells a white Bronco. Oh, yes. And there's like a bullet hole in the Bronco, and he autographs it.
Oh, my God.
Dude, that's great.
There's one, I think, where I don't know if he plays the old man or if it's just an old guy who's like dying wish was to like host a bingo game. None of it sounds funny at all.
Wow, yeah.
I haven't watched it.
They might as well have had a prank where somebody finds two bodies.
I know, dude.
Like,
For
might
real.
as well.
For real.
One of those skits from Juiced, it was he also found a white glory hole.
All right.
So that's pretty much everything I had for the OJ Simpson case. It was just a general outline. Like, there's so much more to go into.
Oh, yeah.
What if like OJ's like, I don't want to be present during the trial. You can just defend me, and then the lawyer is the OJ with the beard on and everything. You know what? This OJ guy isn't too bad.
There's so much more to this case. There's so much like crazy shit going on. And maybe we'll do a more in-depth one in the future. But I just want to give like an outline of a lot of the stuff that was going on. Was there anything else you guys wanted to add or mention at the end?
I have a super bad joke that you'll probably take out, but like when I got him off, with that Looper true story that actually happened. Afterwards, I was like, dude, let's go get a beer. Like, I didn't even wait for the judge because I knew that he would, just make him not guilty. So we went to the bar and I was like, all right, what are you having, man? I'm buying. He's like, I don't really drink, man. Can I have a slice?
Oh, come on, dude.
All right, I'm sorry,
and
dude.
There's been plenty of people that have said OJ supposedly admitted that he did it.
Yeah, like he
like-
admitted it in jail and stuff too. Right?
Like Caitlyn Jenner said that since she was friends with the Kardashians, that Robert Kardashian told him that the DNA evidence all pointed, and he thought OJ did it, which Caitlyn Jenner's family all denied and said, no, that's not true.
yeah,
But I guess that came out in her book recently.
All right, I listened to a Joe Rogan stand-up recently. He's talking about aliens coming and visiting Earth. I'll read it word for word. If aliens came down here and we had to explain human culture, what would be the most confusing thing to explain? Kim Kardashian. That's not even a joke. There's nothing wrong with her. She seems like a reasonable, nice person. She doesn't seem mean. I got no problem with her. But if you had to explain why she's the most famous woman on the planet, it would be difficult. And I hear you laughing, but really, she's the most famous woman on the planet. It's not even close. If they were like, what's going on? Why her? You'd be like, that is the most famous female on the planet, by the way. Who's more famous? Oprah? No sex tape. She wins. Fame? What's fame? People paying attention to you. I really think that the most famous person on the planet, I really think that she's the most famous person on the planet that's female. And if you're talking to aliens, they'd be like, how did that happen? Do you guys know what football is? You'd have to explain football because you'd have to explain Oj Simpson. And if you're really, truly going to tell the Kim Kardashian tale correctly, you'd have to go, football is the great American pastime. And what is it? It's our number one sport. We take the biggest super athletes and we pad them up. And it's all about moving a ball across the line, okay? The ball goes across the line, everybody gets fucking pumped because that means we scored. But if the ball goes across the other line, everybody gets really sad because that means the other team scored, okay? Some people watch football more than they vote for the president. It's our number one thing. Now, Oj Simpson was really good at football, so he fucked a lot of white chicks, and he got crazy, and he married one of them. And what marriage is you write some shit down on paper, and then when the woman gets tired of your nonsense, she can leave and have sex with a new man, but you have to continue to send her money. Well, OJ wasn't buying that either. So he allegedly got this thing called a kitchen knife, and he found his ex-wife alone with another man, and he put the knife in their bodies until they stopped being alive. And then he hired a team of legal assassins to get them out of trouble, and they worked their verbal wizardry, said, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit, and all this craziness. And then OJ walked on all charges. But Kardashian and Johnny Cochran died at a young age of cancer. Now, I don't know if karma is really a motherfucker, but if you get a better example, tweet it my way, you know what I'm saying? But this is not Kim's fault, and she's Kim, Robert Kardashian's daughter. That's it. Okay. I don't want to read the rest of it. It's super long before I get to the more OJ part.
Oh, yeah. That is kind of crazy, though, when you think about like how Kim Kardashian got famous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to add in before we end this? This is just a nice, quick episode.
I already let in my bad jokes.
I guess a moral point, like, amid all the racial speculation, there was a movie that came out around the same time called Do the Right Thing. Despite trying to appease someone, I think the moral we might learn from this is, like, despite trying to appease someone or a group of people, you have more moral standing by doing the right thing. Because you don't know if sending a convicted killer free influenced a whole generation of killers to go wild. Like, you might have sent a message out.
Easily. I agree.
You can stand for not this.
Money can just buy anything, man. It really can.
Oh,
and again, I don't like the whole idea of the jury being the ones deciding the fate, because regardless of what the case is, like whether it's OJ or not, do you really want 12 people who aren't educated in all this stuff deciding whether or not you're innocent or guilty? Like, why not have people that are familiar in this field and trained with all this shit to do it? Instead, they got 12 people for this case that were like fucking morons.
Yeah, just think of the people, the 3 people that are going to listen to this, just think, like, are you smart enough to determine if somebody murdered somebody, or if somebody should go to jail, or if somebody should be set free? If you think you are, do you know somebody who probably isn't? Those people have probably been summoned for jury duty before. You know what I mean? So, like,
it's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
like, it really is such a shitty, broken system.
Yeah, like, even if it wasn't, it's these people aren't smart enough to determine that.
And I admit it, I'm biased. If I'm on the jury, if I get chosen for jury duty, if I'm like deciding the fate for someone, and if they resemble somebody I know and it makes me laugh, I'm probably gonna vote that they're innocent.
Oh,
dude. Just because it's funny to me.
Yeah,
if that like looks like fucking Joey Lawrence, I'm like, this motherfucker. I don't care how much evidence you have.
Yeah.
This fucker is walking free. I don't care what you say, Joey. Whoa. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for listening and checking us out. You can find us on iTunes. We also have a Libsyn page, and you can find us on Facebook under the Brothers Commonplace. Our Twitter handle is Bros Commonplace. So what would really, really help us out is if you went on iTunes, gave us a 5-star review and rating, and helped us move up on the charts. Maybe share this with a friend or two. That would mean the world to us.
Absolutely. Shout out to the people that have already done it.
Yeah.
Something that we don't even know.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
And to all my Florida friends.
Come on, man.
We only got one fucking download from Florida.
Yeah, get on that
what
shit,
the
Mark.
hell, guys? Mark, we mentioned you in the last podcast. I know that one download was you, Mark. I love you, brother.
And after this, Ron Davidson better also download
Ron, you better fucking listen. You son of a bitch. All right, so thanks everyone for listening. Be good, stay safe.
and laugh at the dark stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nursing is one of the fastest growing professions in the country. Bryant and Stratton College offers nursing programs with flexible schedules and online learning options to fit your lifestyle. And we offer them in stackable formats, along with no waiting lists for clinicals, so you can move on to a better career and life even faster. Classes start soon. Take the first step today at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant and Stratton College, for every and in life.
For important program information and disclosures, please visit our website at bryantstratton.edu/disclosures.
The all-new Toyota RAV4 asks, what if? What if your ride was refined and rugged at the same time? Introducing the all-new RAV4 Hybrid. 208 combined horsepower and standard all-wheel drive make it the most powerful RAV4. Plus, with its head-turning style and breakaway speed, it's bound to change the way you think of a hybrid. The all-new RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota. Let's go places. Horsepower. Ratings achieved using the required premium unleaded gasoline with an octane rating of 91 or higher. Premium fuel is not used. Performance will decrease.